Hi, everybody. My name is Nick Ferenchak. I'm the president of Not Allowed, and I'd like to give you a demonstration of our automated vehicle noise enforcement system. So this picture shows the current iteration of our system. Up top, you have a sound level meter, which is constantly monitoring decibel levels, and that's certified to class 2, which is what most ordinances require. Below that, you have a license plate camera that's going to be able to capture license plates at any time of day or night and at any feasible speed that vehicles would be driving. Below that, you have our wide angle camera. That's going to capture everything else that was going on in the road environment at the time of the capture event. Under that, we have our cabinet, which is housing most of the computing for this system. And underneath that, you can't see it, but we actually have a microphone array, and that's going to help us determine the location of the noise source. So microphone array is basically several microphones around a perimeter of a disc. And when I'm speaking, my voice is going to hit that closest microphone first. A millisecond later, it will hit the next microphone. Based on those time differences, we can actually determine the location of the noise source. Ideally, the system would be installed about 15 feet up on a utility pole to help avoid vandalism. And we do require a standard 120 volt electrical outlet to hook this unit up to. So the system is constantly monitoring decibel levels. You can set the threshold at whatever level you would like. If the threshold is not met, nothing happens, nothing gets recorded. Once that threshold is exceeded, there's a capture event, and we capture 15 seconds of recording. That's 5 seconds immediately preceding the trigger and 10 seconds immediately following the trigger. So here is a demonstration of what a typical output looks like for our system. So first off, we have the decibel levels. So you can see this vehicle was approaching our unit. It was getting louder and louder and louder. It actually triggered the unit right here. We had it set at 70 decibels, but it doesn't drive by the unit for another 3 seconds, which we see up here when it maxes out at 80 decibels. Down here, we have the direction of arrival. So that's a localization of the noise source. With this setup, 270 degrees was facing west and 90 degrees was facing east. So you can see that the noise source is approaching from the west, and then as it passes by that unit, and then it goes by the unit and drives off to the east, which we can see here. So based on the slope of that direction of arrival, we can actually tell it was definitely an eastbound vehicle. We also get the audio recording. So like we just talked about here, the trigger event actually happened. It's going to be about 5 seconds in, but then the vehicle actually drives by at about 8 seconds. So we can actually hear that here. So it's about 8 or 9 seconds in, and you can actually hear the muffler. So it wasn't a gunshot, it wasn't a leaf blower. We can definitely tell it was a motor vehicle. So what was going on at that point? Let me zoom out a little bit. So here's our wide angle camera. And note up here by the timestamp, when the decibel threshold is exceeded, there's actually going to be a little notification that sound pressure level was exceeded. So as we're moving forward here, we have the 5 seconds preceding the trigger. The vehicle's arriving, that's when it was triggered. But then again, 3 seconds later is when that vehicle actually drives by, as we heard in the audio recording. So there's our vehicle, no other vehicle in the area at that time. Let's look at our license plate camera here. And as we're moving forward, here's that vehicle. And there you go, BMFD32, and there's your muffler. So that is a demonstration of our vehicle noise, automated vehicle noise detection system. Right now, our capture rate is at about 50%. So about 50% of the time, traffic is either moving in the other direction, or the trigger is caused by a horn or a siren or something like that. Or sometimes there's more than one vehicle passing the unit at the same time. We do have to throw those out, but we're still around 50%. Based on testing, most roadways we're getting about 30, 40, 50 successful captures every single hour. So we'd love to show off our system. Please let me know if you have any questions.